of wine was the Catholic Church.
Well, wine has certainly been around forever. But, like, what about hard liquor? Jamie, put that into our sponsor, Perplexity. When was the first known? I mean, we don't really know because there's so much weird shit about history. But, like, what was the first documented hard liquor, like whiskey, vodka, shit like that? That's the stuff that kills you. If you die from beer, boy, you're going hard. Like Shane Gillis will sit here on a podcast and drink 16 Bud Lights. First alcohol drinks were fermented things like beer, wine, mead. Okay. Thousands of years before true liquor. Okay. First recognizable liquor appears when people began to distill. Archaeological evidence shows fermented drinks. Okay, that's around 7,000 BCE. So clear evidence of true alcohol distillation. Chinese rice beer distillates by about 800 BCE.
Yeah.
So a couple thousand years.
A couple thousand years, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Wine into strong spirits. The Arab alchemists. Alcohol. Oh, interesting. Using the term alcohol, the root of alcohol.
Well, they used alcohol as base for alchemy too. That was a base for trying to transmute metal. Yeah.
I wonder if they were ever successful.
They were never successful.
Nothing?
No.
It seems like a crazy thing to waste so much time on trying to turn lead into gold.
I mean, there was whole kingdoms spent trying to figure out how to do this.
Wild.
And it's just like, and they never. I mean, you think about it, it makes sense, right? If you're the first one, if you're the one who knows, like you can just create as much wealth for yourself as you want.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's just amazing that they kept trying. It must have been someone saying that they got it. I got it, dude. Just give me some money.
Oh, there was tons of frauds.
Yeah.
There was tons of frauds who were alchemists who, they were that century's version of a snake oil salesman, Yeah, of course, we can turn, and there was ones even in the 90s who were like, we can now turn, base metals into gold.
I think there's something now where they can make some gold, but I think it takes an incredible amount of energy.
Yeah.
And
costs more to make than it's worth.
Right. I think it's one of them deals. Is that a fact? I feel like I read something like that fairly recently. But here's the weird one. Why gold? Like, why does anybody give a fuck about this metal that you can't even use?
There's not much of it.
Right. That's true.
There's really what they're saying. There's 90% of all the gold ever discovered still in circulation.
Right. Yeah. Well, China just found a huge vein of gold, an enormous amount. But I mean, when you say enormous, it's like relative.
Yeah.
Because I think the entire world supply of gold will fit inside of a football field.
Yeah, there's not much of it.
Yeah.
It's and very little of it is worth a lot. I mean, even if you think a pirate's treasure chest, it's not actually that much gold.
Right.
So
right.
it's
a box of gold as opposed to like how much
valuable.
iron
And also, you can do things with it you can't do with other metals. The same thing with silver. Silver.
Mm-hmm. Scientists mimicking the Big Bang accidentally turned lead into gold. Yeah, so this is the thing. But I mean, again, I think mimicking the Big Bang, like what are they using? A particle collider? Like what are they doing? Okay, how'd they do it? How to steal a proton. Protons found the nucleus of an atom. So extremely small amounts. In fact, a total of some 29 trillionths of a gram they made. Okay, smashing lead atoms into each other extreme. So it is a particle collider, I guess. Working on the ALICE experiment and the Large Hadron Collider. Yeah, there it is. In Switzerland, incidentally produce small amounts of gold.
You just need a particle collider. That's all. No big deal.
No big deal.
Like you just build it into a whole mountain. And now they're building a second one, they said. Yeah. They're building into a new mountain.
Right. Well, there was one they were putting during the Clinton administration. They were building a particle collider somewhere in the middle of America. I'm trying to figure out where it was.
I'm certain there's already more than one.
Oh, there's many particle colliders.
Yeah, but I'm certain there's ones that are even
hidden?
probably larger and hidden than the one that's currently there. Yeah.
Really? You think so?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
What do you think they're doing with them?
Well, I mean, the military applications for that are they're enormous. Right? The idea that you could make like some kind of particle weapon, or something like this.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's no way that the U.S. military is going to let scientists have a gadget like that somewhere that they don't have complete control over. There's no way.
I wonder, because I don't know what kind of military applications you would have for particle colliders. I mean, for sure.
Big explosions, right?
There's probably, yeah, but you've got a giant loop and you're slinging.
Smashing things together, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you do?
Like
you
a hair under the
smash
speed
things
of light.
together, you can make them go boomy boom, right?
Kind of. Well, the real concern with the Large Hadron Collider was they were going to create mini black holes that were going to eat their way through the Earth, that you wouldn't be able to stop them. They would just like slide through the Earth. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, I heard that. I heard they were concerned they were going to open up a portal to a different dimension. I've heard, like,
they did.
Yeah, I've heard all sorts of things. Yeah, we changed our timeline. We're on the new timeline. You know, the whole 9 yards. I've heard it all. I'm just saying that anything. It's just been my experience when I look through the historic record that if there's any scientific gadget out there that looks like it has the potential to make something go boom, the United States military has a version of it somewhere.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But for whatever reason, they abandoned this one during the Clinton administration. I don't remember why they abandoned it, but people can, if they have access to the area where it's at, can still go inside of it and see like what they started to build, but they never did. But it would have been larger than the Large Hadron Collider. Yeah. I want to say it's in Georgia. I don't remember though, but it was going to be an enormous particle collider.
Yeah.
And for some reason they just stopped funding to this thing. But
they're talking about funding another one that's twice the size of the one that they have now. They say that they need more room to smash more particles together.
What are they trying to do?
I have no idea. Like, that is way outside of my domain. I can tell you, probably the same things you've heard, right? Is they're trying to smash small particles together to see what happens. That's what the kind of the official story is. But it's funny because every time a new story comes out, it's like, scientists smash this together with this and this happens. And I'm always like, okay, but what does that mean? And you never get any of that, right?
Right.
This one was in Texas.
Oh, it was in Texas? Yeah, the Clinton. Okay, that's it. Yeah.
Spent $2 billion on it and abandoned it. It's
yeah,
outside
I
of
wonder.
Dallas.
See if you can find some images of it.
Yeah, it's outside of Dallas.
Oh, it is outside of Dallas. Yeah. Okay. Abandoned superconducting super collider site in 2008. Wow. I wonder if you could buy it. That'd be fucking awesome.
Get Rogan's own particle collider.
I mean, there's nothing there. It's just concrete.
Yeah,
let me
just
buy
finish it.
What's the big deal?
Like that weird time machine out in the desert. That was really funny.
Let me set up an archery range inside of it.
Confirmed this stuff last week.
Department of War confirms plans to scale direct energy weapons. Did you see that thing that China made?
Why would they need a hydro collider though, right? Or a particle collider? Well, because they want to make stuff go boom.
Yeah, direct energy weapons. Yeah. Yes, Department of War has direct energy weapons. Yes, we are scaling them. Wow.
Yeah. Conspiracy theorists went wild over this.
Oh, of course.
Told ya.
Well, that was a lot of people. The really
I want my
kooky
Fallout
ones.
rifle, though. I do. I want my plasma rifle.
Right.
I do. Like, if they
gun.
have plasma rifles, you're going to buy one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You'd probably get a tax stamp. It'd probably be like a lengthy thing to get
for
through.
Sure.
I'm glad you're a gun guy because I wanted to bring up this whole thing with this guy, Pretti.
Yeah.
And I haven't talked about it. We haven't done a podcast since that guy got killed. But that whole thing, there's a lot of people that don't understand what's going on and why riots only in Minneapolis and why riots in the place where there's an ungodly amount of fraud that has been discovered.
Coincidentally, around the same time.
Exactly. Like instantaneously afterwards, the narrative completely changes. Everybody forgets about the fraud. Now all anybody cares about is ICE and fascists and Nazis.
Yeah.
And it's there's what a color revolution is.
Of course.
And for people that don't, it's a coordinated effort to cause chaos. And this is a very coordinated thing. The idea that this is an organic protest, these riots are organic, is nonsense. It's provably nonsense because now they have access to the signal chats, so they know that these people.
Cam Higbee, by the way,
yes,
he's been on the front lines of this. The Crucible has been a big supporter of that effort. My channel. I will often snipe his coverage while it's going on. Send my audience over to send in super chats in order to keep this guy going. I think that work is critical.
Yes.
It's critical work, and there's not that many people doing it. anymore because of how dangerous it has become.
Yes.
And so I'm a big supporter of that. Doesn't mean I agree with everything he says politically, but what he's doing on the ground there needs to happen.
Right. You need to understand that this isn't organic, regardless of how you feel. I don't feel like that guy should have been shot, but I understand what happened. And what happened was chaos. So first of all, it wasn't ICE. People need to understand that. It was Customs Border Patrol people. So they were brought in to assist ICE. And they're telling this lady to stand away, and then this cop gets very aggressive and shoves her. You have to understand the situation that they're in, right? And this is not making an excuse for any of it. But you have to just to put it into context. These people are getting harassed outside of any hotel they're at. People blow horns. They try to smash into the hotel.
They dox them.
They dox them. That's why they're wearing masks. It's a coordinated effort. I'm not saying that guy should have shoved that guy. I don't think he should have. Or that woman. I don't think he should have. And then pepper sprayed. And then the guy who got shot, Pretti, he steps in, which is, if you know anything about concealed carry, if you are a concealed carry holder and you are carrying not just a pistol but 2 full magazines as well, you do not ever physically engage with someone. You also are supposed to carry your license on you, and you're supposed to have ID on you. Mm-hmm. All right,
and you're trained
Yes.
specifically for this, by the way. I was a CPL instructor for years.
Okay, so
and
you know about it.
The thing is, there's a framework here, if you don't mind if I add to your framework. The framework here is this is a mathematical formula. So I've been following these extremely closely live and looking at how this is done. Let's go backwards in time. You remember what was going on in California. Nobody died in California. There was an ICE raid on a Home Depot, and they went nuts. And they started smashing police cars. They were starting fires, right? This was not over somebody dying. And now the narrative, they're trying to make the narrative shift. The Gestapo's in here, murdering American citizens. Well, and what was going on in California then? Because there was no American citizens getting murdered there. What was going on there was they did an ICE raid in a Home Depot, which anybody who's been to California knows that it used to be that you drive down the street and they would all hang out in front of the Home Depot and you'd say 2.
Right.
And they'd hop in the truck and you would,
Get
they would go,
laborers.
they were day laborers, right? So it didn't surprise me that they were there doing daily raids. Okay, that doesn't surprise me a bit. And they all went ballistic. Now, here's what was very curious about the coverage of that, and I had a debate with a couple of leftists on this. What I saw was what looked to me to be a police stand-down order. There was people who were breaking into, I don't remember if it was an Amco or a 7-Eleven, but they were busting into it, and the cops were on the side corner watching this go down and didn't do anything. They didn't do anything about it.
Right.
Okay. If it got too rowdy, they'd clear it out, and then they let them continue. It looked like a stand-down order, like you don't involve yourself. Well, what I think these guys have figured out is a mathematical formula, and it works like this. If the local police are not going to protect the federal buildings, then it's left to the federal police to do this, right? In this case, ICE is going to protect its own buildings. The FBI is going to protect its own buildings. If the local police aren't going to protect it and it's surrounded, then who does the protection then? And this is why Trump, he unleashes the National Guard, but where? To those federal buildings, to protect those federal buildings. That was the whole point of it. And basically anytime he's unleashed the National Guard that I've seen, it's to federal buildings to protect them. And so the mathematical formula works like this. The longer it is that protesters are engaging with federal officers whose job is not to do basic street cleanup of thugs, that's the local PD's job, the chances that there's an incident, which is going to be a bad incident, is going to occur. So basically, the longer you're there, the more attrition there is, the more engagements you have with these federal officers over time, eventually,
Yes.
there's going to be something which is out of pocket that happens or something which is escalatory that happens, and they're banking on that. And
Yes.
that's why ICE is out in front of these, or not ICE, the Antifa people are still out in front of the ICE buildings in front of many states night after night after night. And it's designed specifically to make sure, it's just a math formula, right? The longer we're here and the less the local PD involves itself, the more chance of incident between federal officers and us.
You're knocking steel against flint.
Yep.
Yeah. You're
Waiting for the fire.
You're waiting for sparks.
Mm-hmm.
And in this particular instance, this guy clearly had been very involved. I don't know if he was a part of the signal chats, but when you go to what's supposed to be a peaceful protest and you're fully armed like that with 2 magazines, it's kind of crazy, right? Like, why do you need so many bullets?
Now the
like,
libs are all pro Second Amendment too.
That is wild. That's absolutely wild, which I'm for.
He had every right. He didn't last month, but okay.
I like it. I like where it's going. Sure. I like that because that's kind of a trap. Did you see what MSNBC did to his image?
Yeah, where they gussied it up.
Basically did the opposite of what CNN did to me. You know, CNN during the COVID times turned me green, and they made me ugly and look like I was dying, and they made him handsome.
Yeah.
So people would be more sympathetic to him getting shot, which is kind of wild. Like, are ugly people less valuable to MSNBC?
Less marketable?
That is crazy to me. Like, look at the difference.
Yeah.
Look at the difference. They shortened up his face. They gave him a little bit of a tan. They widened his face a little bit, it seems like. They just made him a little handsomer.
Yeah.
A little hotter.
They gave him a bit of that Chad jaw, didn't they?
They shrunk his nose a little too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They shrunk his nose,
yeah.
Gave him a little bit of a handsome jaw. So he looks like an
even
American.
Made him, if you look at the shoulders, it even looks like they may have plumped up the shoulders there a bit.
A little bit. Yeah, the one on the right looks like he's a little plumper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they changed the tone of the color. Wild. I mean, they changed his fucking teeth, man.
Communist News Network.
Look, they gave him veneers.
Yeah.
Look at the difference in his teeth. He's a much more handsome guy. Like, that one on the right is like the handsome brother. And the one on the left is like, fuck!
Yeah.
Why couldn't I look like my
the one on the right,
brother?
Yeah, the one on the right, they were twins and he took more of the protein.
Right.
Right. That was what happened. The thing is like, this doesn't surprise me, by the way. This is what's going on, and this is a well-orchestrated, well-crafted thing.
Yeah.
And the signal chats prove that, but we knew it anyway.
Yes.
Just
involving government, by the way. Yes. Allegedly, at least, involving Minnesota state government.
Well, it involves Waltz.
Yes.
So that's not alleged.
Right. That's not alleged.
It's not alleged that it involves Waltz. It's not alleged that it involves Frey.
Right.
And it's not alleged, well, what is alleged is the allegations of fraud, of course, But
there would be a reason why you would want to distract from all that fraud.
Sure.
And that would motivate you to do something along these lines. So let's go back to the instance. So you've got these cops that are on, these CBP guys that are on high alert, right? There's a lot of tension. People are screaming.
Thanks for watching Gnostic Quantum Wizardry. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share.